Video games. Video games are incredible. They are funny, creative, and just plain fun. They let us explore massive worlds and tell us endless stories. In 2016, there were a ton of brilliant games that were released. What is up, guys? It is Robert of Gaming with me, and welcome to my top 10 greatest games of 2016. The creative open-world adventure platformer Grow Up is my number 10. In Grow Up, you control the very clumsy Bud. Your goal is to collect all of his ship's parts back to the moon. You travel far and incredibly high to get to the moon. You grow flower-like things to climb high. The art style is simple, yet visually pleasing. The world is very expansive. I definitely would love to see another adventure with Bud. The fast-paced first-person shooter Titanfall II is my number 9. This game was a huge step up from its predecessor, and now features a very fun campaign that follows you and your personal Titan. The multiplayer is even better than the first one with the same quick pace, but features very cool new tools like the grappling hook. It's incredibly satisfying to pull off kills with the grappling hook. It was great to see what the Respawn team was able to do with this giant sequel. The realistic first-person shooter Battlefield 1 is my number 8. I've never been huge into the Battlefield franchise, but Battlefield 1 hit all the right notes for me. The environments are very detailed and realistic. The World War I setting is fantastic. The sound design is impressive. The single player is interesting where you follow different soldiers' lives. The multiplayer is huge, supporting up to 64 players. It's a nice breath of fresh air in a genre oversaturated by futuristic settings. The tough cooperative first-person shooter 3DS exclusive Metroid Prime Federation Force is my number 7. Metroid Prime Federation Force is a ton of fun. Playing as a group really makes this game even better. The missions have a variety of objectives to complete. Each mission is very unique from one another. All of them are very challenging. I definitely recommend playing this spin-off. The space-scrolling shooter Wii U exclusive Star Fox Zero is my number 6. This game is very entertaining. To me, the controls are great. They're unique and was very fun to play through the cockpit of Fox McCloud. Each mission was different from one another. The different vehicle types played very different from each other. Overall, it was a blast to ride along Fox, Falco, Peppy, and Slippy. The funny third-person shooter Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare 2 is my number 5. Unlike the original Garden Warfare, this sequel has 2 single-player campaigns, one for the plants and one for the zombies. Both sides have a lot of missions. There's a bunch of funny dialogue from a ton of characters. The multiplayer is addictive. The character customization is great. It's a really underrated game that I think you should give a chance. The huge open world action RPG Final Fantasy XV is my number 4. There is a ton to do in this game. There are a ton of missions, there are a ton of side quests, the enemy designs are very interesting, the world is massive with a ton of locations to visit, there are many characters to interact with, there's a ton of customization. Just make sure you don't run out of gas. Trust me. The incredible action-adventure PS4 exclusive Uncharted 4 is my number 3. This game is special. It is the amazing Nathan Drake's last adventure. Naughty Dog went all out in this final chapter. I truly believe it is the definitive Uncharted. The characters are as memorable as always, the environments are breathtaking, the gameplay is great as always, and the ending is easily one of the greatest finales to a game ever. The team-based multiplayer first-person shooter Overwatch is my number 2. Blizzard hit it out of the park with this one. There are a lot of very fun modes. However, the characters are what make this game so unique. From Tracer to Bastion to newcomers like Sombra, they all play incredibly different from one another. As a team, there are plenty of strategies to come up with. A great thing about this new IP is that it constantly gets updates like new characters, new maps, and new modes. They in fact add new modes for specific holidays like Overwatch Winter Wonderland that adds a snowball fight mode. It's a very addicting game that will be played for years to come. And now finally, my number 1 pick for Game of the Year is... the hilarious action-adventure turn-based RPG Wii U exclusive Paper Mario Color Splash. This may be my most controversial pick for Game of the Year so far, but for me, Paper Mario Color Splash is awesome. Everything in this game just shines. Is the battle system perfect? No. Are the characters as good as Paper Mario the Thousand Year Door? No. However, everything else is just as good, if not better. The dialogue is some of the best I've ever seen in the game. I've laughed out loud many times during this easily over 40-hour adventure. The soundtrack is very catchy, the level design is really creative, the art style is probably one of the best I've ever seen. The different locations scattered around the many missions are very unique. I love this game, and for that reason and more, Paper Mario Color Splash is my Game of the Year. So that's it. 2016 comes to a close. It was definitely a great year for gaming. Next year, however, 2017 looks to be amazing, with games like Horizon Zero Dawn, The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, and many more make next year to be one of the most exciting years in gaming so far. So while we wait, let's play some video games.